Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast. Me, a host of Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero of Psych, Defender of the Fatherland, Lord of the Cold Winters, Master of Stealth? No, I'm never much into stealth. I'm terrible at it. Anyways, we're off here to a 1 vs 1 on Kholodny Ferma between in the east. We got Babyubyu. I'll just be calling Bernard because Babyubyu, if I have to say that, I'm going to basically just go nuts. Not really a name that flows off the tongue. Fighting here though for the Oberkommando Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the road here of the 111th Panzer Brigade versus the west. We got VonIvan fighting for America, freedom, democracy, liberty. The 4th Armored Division here with Mechanized Company. Haven't seen that one a bit there. Triple Infantry versus Overwatch, Luftwaffe Ground Forces Special Operations. The Triple Infantry as well there for Bernard. Double of full grenadiers. And we got a Dodge truck start here for VonIvan. Setting out there, speeding ahead to mow down some crowds. Right from there, grabbing the point here in the south, we got Student Pioneers Forces moving ahead here for the German army. Deutschland. Infantry steadily advancing here for the 111th Panzer Brigade. Fuel pump being ceased. Dodge truck there. Loaded with Americans. Guns. Discount T. Setting out there. Racing straight ahead, might go for the fuel point first, just go for the calf point. Either way, plenty of options here for VonIvan. With one Student Pioneer squad, not the best chance to actually stop in the dodge. Usually want 2 Student Pioneer squads in this situation to actually be able to damage a light vehicle consistent enough. But there you go, getting some damage to the problems right from focusing down the Student Pioneers here. The Volkswagen sadly are not there to soak up the damage, meaning the Student Pioneers can't quite get to do as much damage as they'd like to. In the face of this, they go down to half of already, cutting down the firepower magnificently, and of course meaning the dodge truck takes a lot less damage, as the front grenadiers are not very good versus Dodge trucks or any other sort of light vehicle like that. More folks are mobilised here for Bernhard and the 111th Panzer Brigade. For now here going for the calf point, falling back, almost losing the Dodge truck here, but again, front grenadiers just don't do a ton of damage. For now, quickly scripts away there and saves it for some repairs and some other fun business. Bernhard there already struggling a bit here in the early game now with fuel. Of course, has to recapture his calf point against those Americans. Folks is moving up. He's trying to sort of pressure VonIvan here, make it hard for him to repair the Dodge and get back into the fighting. Got a Kubel now, interesting choice here. Could possibly help there a bit, but also there's the Dodge truck, and what it's like could also just have a grab territories. We'll see what ends up here with Bernhard. Folks then flanking out the rifle just a bit. Kubel-Nolma's done. And for VonIvan, we'll have to see what it ends up with. Got some tech there. We got the company command post, captain on the way, likely to an anti-tank gun and other fun stuff there down the road. Folks are doing when they can sight the church. Kubel now down for Bernhard. And the 111th Panzer Brigade. We got Bartwire going up here by the northern point. Folks are moving up here towards the centre victory point. Digging in around it. Finals already getting a tiny lead there. And the Kubel there's going to race southwards. Nope, going to move towards the centre. Maybe to back up the folks in case the Dodge truck strikes again. Adding the 5th car machine there to command on the back. Bernhard taking up. Well, obviously it's going to be Belgrade headquarters of the Mechanised. Benjamin Phenomenon again calling in the cavalry rifleman, the sort of new unit the Americans got here with the Commander revamp. Basically a unit they had in the Ardennes assault campaign. A campaign which always breaks, by the way, whenever they do anything, which is a bit awkward. So they always end up having to hotfix something in it. Alright, cavalry rifleman out here, equipped with loads of grease guns, and they also get access to some Thompsons with a bit of an upgrade there, further increasing the firepower. In the campaign, they could be upgraded with infrared assault rifles. Thank the heavens they can't do that in multiplayer. So truck moving about here, the Schwere Wehrmacht Schlepper, or Heavy Wehrmacht Hauler, roughly I believe. Running towards the cuff one there, got Sturm Pioneers Soldiers moving in here, going to quickly counter attack, hitting the cuff one there for VonIvan, denying him fuel as well. Very good play there. Though, of course, we can see again, both experienced veteran players, they know what the game is about. It's about fuel and denying the fuel to the other fellow. So, good aggressive play there around the fuel points between the two there. Rifling pushed back, heavy casualties piling up there for VonIvan. We'll have to see how many more of these cavalry riflemen he'll be going for. And there he goes, second squad on the way there. I don't think they had such a distinction as cavalry riflemen, but I could be wrong. There's always room there for something wrong. New education there. Troops standing about here though. Heavily equipped with Thompsons and grease guns. Ready to mow down some krauts if it's called they can surprise them. And of course got access to the anti-vehicle satchel charge. I don't really think you could really use that. I mean, there's some tricks of doing it, though I think they involved some strings and ropes and basically just getting to like tie around parts of the tank. Also got access to the smoke grenade, so they're rather flexible. Initially they get cover and fire, though I don't think I've seen many players use that one specifically. Dodge can move here, heading northwards, they're going straight for the Kugelwagen. We got the cavalry rifleman set riding along there, and of course quite a little combo there with a light vehicle filled with troops with submachine guns. Quite pertinently got the Volksgunde getting off a Panzer of the Mechanised regiment by way here, the Bernard. Likely going to be a Lux here versus VonIvan, maybe also Puma. Doing some damage there, and there you go, gunning down the dart shot, denying it here to VonIvan. Bernard knows the price, but at the same time loses control of most of the map. Otherwise here to VonIvan and the 4th Armored Division as it leads its glorious assault. Cool when they're being pushed back by the cavalry rifleman. Good to go, back here. He's going to probably need some healing fast up from the Sturm Pioneers. Briefly consider something there, but looks like he's deciding against it. And we got the doctoral choice, it is Overwatch. Most likely just to pump out those Jaeger Light Infantry squad to just, get some infantry up fast, because, he's going to really fall behind VonIvan here. Certainly Jaeger Infantry has been really popular as late. And I'd not be surprised if he gets nerfed post holidays once Relic gets back to work. I'd probably expect a hot fix to it. It definitely seems to be popular, but then again, who knows, maybe in the time people will find out some counters to the doctrine. But until that happens, it certainly looks like it might be getting hit a bit. Got the Jaegers moving about here, engaging the cavalry riflemen out in the open there, shots being fired. We got the forces cool moving in here, pushing the way safely and aggressively. So we'll have to see what happens next. For now, they're seizing a lot of territory. Got riflemen securing the points on the south. We could maybe consider, with the advantage he's got right now, maybe laying down some fighting positions here and there to help make it harder for Bernard to get back on the field. Some good strong defensive work could really mess him up. Half track on the way there for VonIvan. That is the anti-aircraft half track. They can actually go for the M3 half track, the regular one there, to sort of just more aggressively go after Bernard. But it seems like so far VonIvan is not quite of their mind. He wants the anti-aircraft half track. Jaeger sneaking about here, hiding about. And then opening up the vehicle inside the church. In the south, I'm going to defend the Kholodny again, trying to deny and delay Bernard's fueling comfort as much as possible. I've been filling up there for VonIvan and the 4th Armoured Division. The riflemen doing what they can there. We got more Jaegers out here for Bernard. Infiltrating another house again, just trying to put more pressure on VonIvan to disrupt, to delay, and ensure that they too don't have too big a fuel difference, because the more fuel VonIvan gets, the more likely he's just going to be able to steamroll Bernard with tanks if he's not careful. So for Bernard, it's not just about securing the territory and the resources closest to him, it's also about ensuring that VonIvan doesn't get too far ahead either. But there you go, anti-aircraft after I got here for VonIvan. Swiftly mobilized. Point there secured. He moved off the fuel pump by accident. Not good there for Bernard. Not good. After then getting the Jaegers, folks, both being right here for the half track. Laying down some heavy and ruthless fire. We got the Kedden from the way there for Bernard to help deal with the light vehicle. Very good decision there. Jaegers doing what they can. We got at least one sniper rifle upgrade on the way there. Flares going off. Sturm Pioneers almost executed against that old tractor. And there you go, for now leading assault here. We got 2 full squads of cavalry riflemen. Again, failed to get the fuel pump in the first place, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. But still, VonIvan having 2 full squads with submachine guns of varying firepower, I suppose, in some ways, is not going to help out. He even went for the anti-tank satchel. VonIvan takes no chances. Goddamn, Carl, I don't believe in overkill. I just believe in killing. The true American way of life. Killing? Life? Yeah, I'm from Texas. Makes sense. Looks on the way there for Bernard. That's going to put some pressure there on VonIvan. Of course, he needs to be careful around the cavalry rifles to get the anti-tank satchels. Could make things rather uncomfortable. On the other hand, as it currently stands, with the older munitions expending on a lot of other things, he's not going to be having any anti-tank weapons. So, unless Bernard does something really dumb, you should have a good chance with the looks like to push back VonIvan. But right now, VonIvan is in control. He is in hard control here. I mean, again, he's just been playing hyper aggressively, putting pressure down Bernard, and it has been working out quite well, as I'm sure some of you might be noticing there, since he's got most of the map. And his victory point lead is steadily increasing. There you go, Fulton caught here by the carry rifle. There you go, looks to the rescue, but we got the half-track as well there. Which one does he choose? He goes for the half-track, goes for the bigger target. Fulton to the white, probably going to same with the looks anyways. And there we go, almost got the half-track for VonIvan. Doubles or blindsided here by the arrival, not just the looks, but the Rakettenwerfer. Rangers sweeping against the Fultons, forcing another route here for Bernhardt, keeping control of the front line. Looks doing a cannon, heavy autocannon fire raking through those soft olive green bodies with its autocannon. It's 2 centimeter autocannon, or Kampfwagenkanone, which was technically the designation for any gun really for the Germans, in most cases in a tank. So obviously it doesn't really tell you much, since the semi-final gun for the Panzer IV was also a Kampfwagenkanone. Fun fact. There's that being blasted by the Jaegers. We got 5 kills there, veterans 1. Sturmpan is the way, having lost the previous one there. Good idea, though of course he could also go in for this, but this does give him a lot of options. Theoretically, minesweepers, the so far for now it's not looking to laying down any mines, so maybe another Panther straight to help versus any vehicles and armour. VonIvan Bowie has upped the percentage of cav rifling to, well, a lot more, since he's now got 3 squads of them. That is a lot of assault troops here for VonIvan. That is a full 3 squads, and of course, likely all going to be equipped there with the top of the submachine, and that's going to give Bernhardt and the 111th Panzer Brigade a bit of a nightmare. But there you go. VonIvan there pushes luck too much with an anti-tank rifle. No, he didn't. He did. Alright, there you go. There's a bit of something resembling justice left in this world. And the South here rifle need to retreat. I've got a big counterattack in there for Bernhardt and the German army. Troops sitting out here. We got the Major is ready for VonIvan. He's going to be taking ahead, I imagine. And meanwhile, the cavalry rifle going to be launching another assault here. No smoke screens, which could help absorb or screen for some fire. Trying to avoid an anti-tank. Oh, he didn't. Oh, scheiße. Ludwig, get it off. Get it off. Oh, my God. Ludwig, we are alive. Yeah, but how much worse is it? In the south there, cavalry rifle just sweeping through Bernhardt's southern Jaeger infantry, shredding them with heavy submachine gun fire. My God, Fritz, do those Americans get paid for every bullet they fire? Oh, he's dead. Scheiße. He always liked my jokes, even if I did steal them from Company Hills One. Cavalry rifle charging into the base, and for some reason the flak emplacement is actually not suppressing them. Wow. I figured it actually would, but he didn't. On the other hand, he's likely going to lose. Oh, no. He didn't lose any full squads there still. Pretty risky move there for VonIvan, but it paid off. It paid off, by Jove. And the point there being ceasing points of the vehicle crew, VonIvan keeps up pressure. No fighting position, which again could make it harder there for Bernhardt to get out. Then again, with the looks are already out, fighting position probably would be of less immediate value. Still, he's got his opponent down to less than 200 victory points. This is not looking particularly optimistic there for Bernhardt. Not looking particularly optimistic. But I'm following up the half, which does delay a potential tank. Of course, it can more possibly finish the fight faster, but on the other hand, I mean, it does delay the tank and it doesn't work out. I mean, these are obviously short 1 half-techs. What obviously works out there for now in the M3 half-tech. Big cavalry rifle push back up rifling against the northern holdings of Bernhardt. There you go, covering fire. Nice use there. Looks close to Veteran 2. That's going to be helpful there for Bernhardt. There we go, got the M3 half-tech out. Correctly known as by some American troops as the Gypsy Caravan, because a lot of American troops were loaded up with loot as it sort of went through. It's a little fun fact there about the M3, and there you go, pops in both squads. I think 5 is both squads is actually a bit overkill, as you might notice. They can't all fire out of the half-track at the same time. I'm also not sure if the Americans actually practiced, moving in half-track and shooting out of them. I know the Germans did sort of roughly in the mid-war period when they actually had chances to attack, but I don't know if the Americans did. I'm not saying they did, and I'm just not sure if they did. Anyway, it's half-track race against the Jaeger command or Jaeger squad here. And there goes my notice, up close doing a lot of damage. So again, having both squads in is a bit of a waste, since only one squad can fire at any time. And theoretically you pop one up, but you're clearly keeping both of them in there. So theoretically you'd also end up suffering heavy losses, since, I mean, that means both squads have a chance of getting utterly wiped out. But there you go, Gatling Cannon for driving past half track. It's just, I mean, it's basically drive-by shooting here by VonIvan. Guess living up to the American spirit. But there you go, flanking speed, there you go. Nice hit for Kholodny, takes it out, killing several of the carry riflemen. No full wipes, but did, I think, suffer notably heavy losses then if, you know, popped on one squad at some point. Either way, though, Gatling Kholodny, we got some punches in there, and Bernard, who's down to 171. Got to push here for the, well, maybe like Kholodny over here. The looks can't get too close thanks to the anti-tank satchels and the threat they represent. At the same time, VonIvan is going for the M76 Sherman, and Bernard is still some time off from any kind of tank. He's going to at least have to consider, you know, another Kholodny for at least denying this one to VonIvan, though that's going to be pretty risky as well. There you go, Kholodny gets a good hit on the looks. Looks running up behind, might be able to block the retreat path a bit, giving his troops time to catch up to the Kholodny and maybe wipe them. There you go, looks blocks the retreat of the Kholodny, and he does successfully wipe them. A nice save here by Bernhardt. Might be considered a bit cheesy by Zun, but that's that. Could have been an idea to salvage some of these light vehicles. I mean, they do represent extra fuel here for Bernhardt, and, well, you should want extra fuel, I would like to figure. And that is roughly 10 fuel, which could help most of the tank. But obviously, it's going to be a battle group head to help with healing. Yeah, makes sense. Although it does delay his tank further, which of course means VonIvan's tank, or tanks, are starting to get more time to play. But there you go, got the 76 machine going straight ahead here. Flip car being added, machine gun caught in a bad spot. Like Kholodny for caught in an even worse spot. And the Lux is certainly not having an easy time either. Shem quickly moves up, returns the favour to the Lux, blocks the retreat path with its sheer size and mass, and just annihilates the light tank here. VonIvan scoring a nice little tactical win there, denying Bernhardt one of his best options, actually containing VonIvan's infantry movements, and is now the one in control of the battlefield again, thanks to having a big tank. Bernhardt going for a Puma, I think, just in sheer desperation more than anything, in the hopes that Puma can at least somewhat stall the 76mm Sherman. We'll have to see if that works out for Bernhardt or not, but that's a bit dicey, and of course further delays any potential actual tanks. And I mean, considering the resource flow, that just means VonIvan's going to get out more 76mm Sherman tanks. He's just going to completely drown out Bernhardt, so he's in for a steep climb, and he's going to have to play that Puma pitch perfect, or he's going to get buried by VonIvan alive. Well, at that point, VonIvan's not just doing drive-by shooting. I mean, he's pretty much just straight up burning people alive. I mean, he's going to be straight up mob. Or mafia. Anyways, Puma there, good to go. Kholodny is moving out here. Bait counter-tag inbound here. Note here what VonIvan's doing is hiding behind the house, covering up for Kholodny and the lights, and of course baiting him into trying to get close to it. Grabbing points here and there with the vehicle crews and the counter rifle. Plus, it's got the full mechanized bus here ready as well. And you got Kholodny shooting. He knows the tank's behind there, and he's hoping to catch it. The thing is, he actually, I think, got to be pretty close to the building to be able to shoot through it. Otherwise, if you're at range, it's tending to absorb the hits. There you go. Smoke screen off, pulls ahead here, but I don't think he's expecting the other Kholodny, for that matter, the Puma, or the Panzerfaust. Oh, away there. Heavy damage brings the Sherman. Panzerfaust, there goes off. Can the Puma get away, though? There you go, actually bouncing. We got the half-track moving in as well. There you go, Sherman almost down, like Kevin going down. There we go, Sherman out of control. No, he didn't move the Puma far up behind him. The Sherman, its last dying breath, taken out. But there you go, half-track blows apart, and the cavalry rifle squad, one of them gets blown to pieces. I mean, this is why you don't just pop in them both and keep around like that, because again, they can't both fire from it. And the other one's got stuck in the wreckage, slowly, theoretically burning out, except they actually taking damage. For on the other hand, they will die from the Germans once the smoke clears up and see some stack there. And there you go. Wipe there. So while he did get the Puma, he ended up suffering quite some heavy losses there. So again, cool idea. I mean, but you only really need one cavalry rifle squad. Like the second one, unless you actually intends to pop it out, so that way support on the ground is essentially superfluous, redundant, vestigial. I mean, it just serves no purpose. I mean, they can't even cheer on the other guys because they're obviously not even there. Like, they just somehow stuck beneath the half tank, you know, floorboards or something, going like, yeah, you can do it. I can't hear you, Carl, but I'm assuming you're saying mean things about my mother again. Machine gun there with the Jaeger pushing it. He's down to 120 versus VonIvan's 406. That is a hell of a lead here that VonIvan's managed to put in his legs. Of course, he's just suffered excruciating casualties. He has been gutted like a fish. Of course, there's a lot of vehicles here, by the way, for Bernard to salvage, though so far he is not proven to be much of a big salvager. 100 points left. The challenge is on here for Bernard and the 111th Panther Brigade against VonIvan in the 4th Armoured Division. Another half regard here for VonIvan. No, the Americans, while they lend at least out a lot of vehicles, they actually did not lend out a lot of half-tracks, like specifically the M3. They did with the M5, but that was because the M5 was less good than the M3 due to softer armor, meaning it was overall less protective. So in that regard, they did reserve the best for themselves there. Little fun fact, there we go again. Battle buzz on the way, and once more, he just keeps both of them in there. I'm not entirely sure why. Whether there's some secret trick here I'm just missing. But I'm pretty sure like only half of the squad is actually participating. The Kholodny misses it. Oh, he's going to drive right past both of them. Doing some heavy damage here with the submachine guns. Both units there being routed. Well, you can be quite an effective tactic otherwise. I mean, nope, by the way. Also really so good with the 250 half-track and Stormtroopers in it. I've had great success with that personally. Great success. Oh wait, the machine gun being routed. We got the folks moving up. Need to be careful. There we go. Pops out once. Actually pops out both. And this is kind of again, we could have maybe done that with the first one and just kept the only inside the half-track. But no, so he steals the Kholodny away under the nursery of Bernhardt. Bad news for him. But he's managed to stall the bleeding for now. He's stemmed the flow. He has cauterized the wound. Until, of course, VonIvan decides to rip it up and just create more wounds. He is a bloodthirsty fellow. And up north here, unit looks like he got wiped out by the rifleman. Quite a loss there for Bernard. Not exactly losses he can afford at this stage. He did get like Kholodny for though. Those Jaegers are nasty fellows. Back here, healing enforcement. And we got medics on the way there for Bernard. He's going to have to take up soon, and there you go, another Sherman out for VonIvan. He's already had several half to take up, plus 2 Shermans, and Bernard and Moses out like a Lux and a Puma, and nothing else. He's down to still 92. VonIvan, of course, is just doing his best to bleed him out. Another half to go there for VonIvan. Routing the Aegis there, he adds another 50 caliber machine gun there to the 76mm Sherman. Swiftly moving ahead. Troops healing reinforcing. The Kholodny Ferma more on the way here for Bernard to help just buy more time as he somehow tries to get to that beautiful, beautiful dream of an actual tank with which to face off against the Americans. So there you go, another M3 out here for VonIvan. Setting out there swiftly and aggressively. Still not salvaging any of those vehicles. I do feel like there's a bit of a nose out there by Bernard. Do feel like there's a bit of a nose. I mean, at this stage, you probably could have got at least 30 fuel extra, which would maybe bring a bit faster towards an actual tank. Just a bit faster. But there you go, sneaking northwards again. At least in this regard, Bernard is keeping, I think, a reasonable, good, close idea of how sort of the map lies. And isn't just focusing on one point. So, good display there. VonIvan, I mean, he's just keeping up pressure. Of course, he needs to be careful because he's actually got a smaller force now than Bernard. So, you know, too many big mistakes, and Bernard could very well just win the fight through that, but also just gain a big edge in return. So, well, for now, certainly he's doing his best to play as aggressive as possible, put as much pressure on Bernard as possible. And that way, you know, just compensate for his lack of forces. He needs to be careful not to, you know, overcommit and just suffer losses. And it's back to the 2 cavalry rifles inside the 1 half tank, despite it really doesn't do anything. I think. Swiftly moving up there. Grabbing the northern victory point. Back here, troops in reinforcing. There we go. VonIvan lines up for another mechanized push. Alright, guys. Clear lines of fire. Don't aim at each other. Don't stand in the way of each other. Just pull the trigger when you see a crowd. There we go. Kemp's setting up. He's ready to deal with those half-tech. He's ready to deal with VonIvan's mechanized madness. Going for the Scott. Now interesting choice. There we go. Popping them out. Sadly, not enough. But at least it prevented any riflemen, counter riflemen getting annihilated there by Bernhardt again. Still taking a lot of damage. Got one there hitting the ace level. Got 7 kills there. Oh, do you need to retreat then right past the Jaegers? And they're overloading health, meaning the Jaegers have a good chance of taking them out. There we go. Additional Sturmpaniers do not help. And there you go. Other squad retreating right past it. Bernhardt there doing a great work. Actually keeping up. Oh, he's laying down the smoke to help cover up the retreat there. Oh, and it works. Close one there for VonIvan. Close one. Oh, Jaegers can actually catch up. Gets away though. Really close here to VonIvan. At this stage, he needs to be much more careful now around Bernhardt. Finding position up here as well. Finally in the south. Scott on the way there. To help blast Bernhardt's troops. But now VonIvan, I think, needs to play a much more cautious game. Still not keep up pressure on Bernhardt with the minor forces, but he needs to keep his, retreat paths and all that, much clearer in mind. He needs to be ready to just get out of there fast. And he sure doesn't, get wiped by the Jaegers on retreat. So this is likely going to be one of Bernhardt's objectives here versus VonIvan. Still, he's got a massive lead, so at the same time, if VonIvan just ensure doesn't get cut off from resource, he can afford a bit of victory point bleed. And now you got more out. Interesting enough, he never used any combined arms when he actually got it, doing some of his attacks. I think they could have helped him a lot there. I mean, it's a really strong ability. The run, I feel like, is rather overlooked by a lot. Oh, Scott went down. Too slow there by VonIvan. Bernhardt is wreaking havoc there, and VonIvan punishing him for his previous recklessness and her extensions. As he should. But there you go, quickly riding the Jaeger Seafolds, they're being pushed back as well. Here the cavalry riflemen are doing heavy damage there. Sherman good to go as well. Shoots, misses. He's probably trying to take out that floating squad, get some marks. We got smoking off as well on Kholodny, very good work. They might want to focus instead on the machine gun instead of the Kholodny, since the Kholodny was briefly smoked off. Push for the south again, finding position ready by to cover up there. Sherman retreats, gets the devil out of there. We got the scrap Panzer quarters going up to cover the car point on the field point, at least making some safe room there for Bernhardt, making a bit harder there for now to once more seize all of the map and just keep trying to break Bernhardt's neck by just jumping up and down on it. Also good play there, hitting the northern victory point. He sort of realises again, for now intends now, particularly also has a smaller force, so he can't easily cover everything, making it easy for Bernhardt just to sneak up, harass, and that way keep himself afloat. So I'd say good tactical situation awareness there by Bernhardt to some degree here versus VonIvan. I imagine he's feeling a bit hungover, having been drunk on victory, and then suddenly realised he hadn't quite won yet, and he might have actually slightly frittered away a lot of his chances. Still needs to salvage these. Come on, Bernhardt, you can do it. Well, everybody else he does. I mean, a well time for the fatherland could be helpful, and long run, maybe some sector assaults. Up north, folks are sitting out. In the south versus Cavalry with Sturmpaniers, the Jaegers, and the Volksgrenadiers. Volks versus Re-Echelons. And there you go, quick Brandhandgranate to stall up VonIvan's assault a bit there, but that's not having the biggest of impact. In fact, the riflemen quite don't seem to actually give a damn about it. But they might have to give a damn there about the arrival of more troops from Bernhardt and the 111th Panzer Brigade. More Shermans away with VonIvan, building up an armed force there. Not definitely, I think, a solid here versus Bernhardt. Of course, he should be more cautious about he plays his tanks. See, with a lot of Kholodnys out there for Bernhardt. So I mean, if you had to combine an infantry swap with a few tanks and then combined arms, I think you could do some heavy damage there to Bernard. Again, it's a really strong ability. I do feel like it's one that's overlooked by a lot of American players. Up north there, sending forces through. In fact, he was expecting the armored push here, but it clearly didn't happen. 51 versus 327. Second 76 militia out there. VonIvan still needs a lot of everything. There you go. Third cavalry rifle scored out there. More Thompsons on the way for them as well. Okay, so a lot of tanks and a lot of submachine gun equipped infantry. We'll just have to see if he's actually going to be, making a lot of combined arms attacks. Troops reinforcing. Kholodny Ferma clearly expecting an armoured assault there. Waiting in ambush. Will VonIvan be ready for this, or will he get blown to bits? There you go, moving in northwards. Quickly getting past him, there you go. Dealing with the Jaegers. He's trying to, but there you go, getting a Kholodny effort. Weaves around one, but sadly infantry was not nearby to support. Definitely a bit of a mistake there, so we could quickly, cleared out like Kholodny was with them once they got spotted. But at least it saves the Sherman tank here from destruction at the hands of Kholodny. There you go, up north coming far on the Jaegers. Doesn't quite seem to work out as well as he'd hoped. Still get some damage in there. Other rifle squad moving in. Plus the final one arriving. Got the ace cavalry rifle moving forwards. Almost got the Kholodny over there. Could cut off the retreat path here. Maybe getting out the Jaegers if the retreats are slow in the face of the other squad. There you go, catching up the Futzkins, gunning them down in cold blood. There we go, Jaeger's going to go down. Big loss there for Bernard. A small tactical victory there for VonIvan, removing one flitch on the infantry in the south. Sherman here versus Futzkins on a Kholodny Ferma. Infantry nearby needs to get up to clear out that Kholodny before it's too late. Smoke screen down. Good work there by VonIvan up north, pushing their way there as well. So in the end, a good engagement up there for VonIvan in the north and the south also well. Leaves Bernard with only one victory point in there, and he might just be able to get the Sherman. Oh! Keeps the tank ground, doesn't hit it. Close save there by VonIvan. And we got grenades on the way for VonIvan. A bit late, but I mean, he's got tons of munitions, so a few good grenades in the right place could do a lot there to his opponent. Plus, of course, open up for smoke for the cavalry riflemen. So not bad at all. Down to 50 though here for Bernard and the 111th Panzer Brigade. They need to get in action. They need to push hard. Back here, reinforcement. VonIvan gets his grenades. There you go, sneaking in. Ooh. Oh! No! Oh, he should have just done military repairs. He didn't, and now the tank is his. Additionally, he's also got a tank of his own out of Panzer IV, so he's going to be able to steal the Sherman. A moment of laxity spawns a lifetime of pilfered tanks. Nice work there by Bernard. So now he's got himself a 7.6 with a Sherman on top of the Panzer IV. That's going to make things a lot more difficult for VonIvan. That is two tanks he now has to contend with. Fun fact, during Operation Nordwind, which was sort of a follow-up operation to the fighting in the Ardennes, the 10th SS Panzerdivision Frundsberg was actually able to seize an entire tank company's worth of Shermans from the Americans, because the short infantry just bought the tanks. They used some regular engineers and not combat engineers, by the way, and they just basically broke as soon as possible, and they're causing the tank crews to then break and retreat as well, abandoning the tanks, allowing the 10th SS to basically grab an entire tank company's worth again of Sherman tanks and take them to the eastern front where they're being repositioned again. So fun little story there. Though he's still going to need to fix up the Sherman's engine. Field anti-tank on the way there for VonIvan. That's going to help versus the enemy armor, definitely. But he's got a bit of a challenge ahead of him now. His opponent's got two tanks. He's got one. Cavalry rifle doing what they can here though. Smoke grenade could be helpful. So maybe obfuscate some machine guns fine. There you go. Anti-tank rifle going over on the Panzer IV. Sherman doing what he can. A Kevin landing great here on the Sherman, taking down to half health. Panzer IV taking heavy damage, but so is the Sherman. The other Sherman still not pursuing any repairs. Cavalry rifle needs to retreat. Sadly, no smoke from there from VonIvan, from the Sherman or the cavalry rifleman. And he's got tons of munitions. There wasn't even an attempt to combine arms, which, again, I reiterate, is a really good ability. Back here, troops reinforcing. Got Sturmpaniers on the way there for him to help with the repairs on the tanks, and he does have several. So that's probably going to be necessary there. Going slightly back here with that one. Got the cavalry rifleman standing behind the house array to ambush any German troops. Nice over there by VonIvan. Very nice. Jackson on the way there. VonIvan deciding he needs something with a bit more bang for its buck now that he has somehow managed to lose a tank to the Germans. His reports would just say, "We just kind of lost the tank, General Patton. He just like one moment it was there and somehow the next moment it got like turned into a Nazi tank. We don't know how. Blame Nazi magic. We need that Hellboy to help us." Anyways, Hunting lands a nice hit on the Panther 4. Scaring off their banner from pushing it with his tank further for very obvious reasons, since the anti-tank gun, as you might be noticing, has a very high rate of fire on top of good range. Sandbags up here. Bayonet though has stabilised at 25 victory points for now. For now, still got 287. He's slowly building up his forces though. At the rate of casualties suffering, it's happening at a pretty slow rate anyways. Meanwhile, Bayonet is playing, I would say, a very efficient game and is slowly building up his force. And of course, just stealing that Sherman did a huge bit for him. And just completely, I think, blindsided VonIvan there. Like, my God, the crowd's like, they know our weaknesses, that we can be killed while repairing our tanks. This is madness. Grenade off here, though. Ooh, cover destroyed as well at the same time. Almost at the same time, actually. Jackson ready, smoking off in case of a kidnappers. Good read in the situation there by VonIvan. He knows roughly where the anti-tank guns are, and he knows roughly what they're going to do in that situation. It's a good read there by VonIvan. Good read. Both tanks are at the ready. Flares amazingly popping off here as VonIvan slowly regains the north side here. Back here, reinforcement still no salvaging there. We also got one sector assault ready here for Bayonet against VonIvan. One sector assault. Great hit here from the Jackson on the Panzer 4, penetrating the armor and pushing back there. Bayonet's Panzer 4 just a tad, just a bit. Digging in with the sandbags, not a bad idea at all there by Bayonet. Expecting, of course, he has to defend. Sandbags can really do a lot then, particularly when there's actually no other heavy cover nearby to assist the enemy. So strong stuff there for Bayonet. It's just bags of sand. Amazing what you can do with that. Jackson hanging back. Fun fact, the Jackson actually based off the Sherman chassis alongside the M10 tank destroyer. Pack out for now, it's a bit of a to do that way to help the blast through Bayonet's positions. Not a bad idea at all. In particular, you gain some veterans. If you only fire off like phosphorus rounds, they're going to disrupt Bayonet's defenses a bit. And if you just use combined arms, I think you get some ways here. But even with it being added to Mechanized, it really seems like most players still aren't considering it as an actual good ability or even worthwhile. But again, I'd strongly reconsider. I think it's a very strong one, since again it boosts your tanks and infantry as long as they keep together, and it's quite a boost really. Rifleman, cav rifleman sitting out there, almost got the pack out ready there for Bayonet. Whoops, sorry about that. Got a bit too eager there with scrolling about. Slowly advancing up though, he's just preparing defensive position. I mean, still has to be careful because one good push from VonIvan could possibly offseat here Bayonet, so he's playing it too defensively, gives VonIvan more time to exit up a good assault and then just bleed Bayonet off the remaining victory points. I mean, the South exam is quite vulnerable, so a good push there could maybe do the trick. Smoking off here, I mean, also makes it harder there for him to just sit back and defend passively. That's otherwise he's just going to get smoked, have his stuff, unable to respond, and then he just moves in and grab whatever he can. But there you go, push into the north. He's going to need a tank up there. 200 points left for VonIvan versus Bayonet, remaining still 25. Looks like he's going to destroy the church here, denying a point of observation and support here for VonIvan. Not a bad idea. Looks like he just fell back here for some reason in the north. Maybe he just decided he had another plan or there's something else there motivating Banner into retreating that unit. Hard to say. Hard to say. There you go. Smoke screen again moving ahead with the troops there. More sandbags by being dived in here by Banner. Going to the point. They need to be careful. We've got grenades. We've got the force moving to the smoke as well. Good move there by Bernard. If he can't see the Americans, I mean, technically now they can see him, so he can just use that to contest the point. Panzer on the fight from the anti-tank gun. Artillery opening up here as well. Pack Hauser on the spot. There you go. Brandhand grenade off. Another Panzer grenade off here. There you go. Focus was routed, but now the smoke has lifted. The line of fire is clear for the Germans once more. He could of course laid another smoke screen if he had to see the cavalry rifle nearby, but they do seem a bit preoccupied elsewhere, and I do not know why those are in the house. I mean, they're not exactly good long-range infantry. There you go. Smoke screen down again. Rifle though remain exposed in front of the Panzer IV, but there you go. Can pop down there. Ooh, 76 Shem moving up there. Other Shem going up. The anti-tank opening up as well here. Down to half of there on the German Sherman, which runs, by the way. No use of sector assault off for the fatherland fire here by Berner. I would say a bit of a missed opportunity versus Phenomen, particularly since he got so much he can't trade around this corner. It could really, I think, throw Phenomen to push their way. Sector assault were to be called in. Panzer it looks like he might be getting an assault going in there. We'll be seeing sector assault here versus Phenomen. We'll be seeing the newly nerfed one. Panzer off the Shum damages his engine, leaving a bad spot. Jackson has no enemies we've seen there. Bit of an oversight. Oh, could get a wipe in the cabin of the Jaegers. There with the cavalry rifleman pushing ahead here though. Anti-tank looks like got recruit. Heavy machine gun fire. They need to smoke screen off for the cavalry rifleman. Maybe you consider also combined arms. Sometimes there you go, smoke screen off. Problem is still taking fire from the Panzer IV and the Sturmplan is nearby. Lieutenant out here is actually tech for that one now, and the cavalry riflemen are routed. A bloody battle here that sadly did not result in any terrain gain for VonIvan. Sadly, he didn't even use it as a distraction to sneak up on the southern victory point. So that was a rather, say, missed opportunity. I mean, say snug in some of the cavalry riflemen to hit the point in the south, but they didn't make the bigger push to the centre. He probably could have grabbed that one. Loads of resources being floated here by Berner. I mean, you can't really get anything else. I mean, you can understand that. I do feel like, again, you know, maybe a sector assault for the father at the right time could do some work. But there you go, Panzer IV down. Wasn't paying attention there. Scoring Phenomen an easy kill in the end, though. It does mean Bernard can now go for the King Tiger. Roughly. He just maybe needs a bit less population, but he can call it in more or less soon. That could give Phenomen a bit more of a headache. Jackson almost good to go here once more. Sherman also ready for the fight.
Crew, get ready.
Bernard, Sherman remaining on reserve. And there go directly with an anti-tank and piercing the frontal armour. Jaegers focus moving in and pushing back the Sherman. Closing in Red C2. We got a big push with the cavalry for the centre, taking heavy damage here. More cavalry moving in. Grenade off there on the north, does quite a lot of damage to his forces, and there you go. Sherman knocked out of the war. Bit of a loss, but now the King Tiger is an option here for Bernard. He calls it in. Still no sector assault. He might want to consider now to curb defend, and there we go. The Luftwaffe is summoned, brought forth to bring down vengeance upon the Americans. If it's fast enough for this, we'll have to see, of course. Sherman landing a few hits here. Fighting for the centre victory point, technically within range of the sector assault. No, looks like they're going to go instead for the pack howitzer. Hits almost the entire crew that actually gets it wiped, demolishing more or less everything around the pack howitzer as well. And of course, as it is, it also locks down for from rushing the point, though theoretically the southern one is open. And again, Phenomen just seems to, I think, suffering a bit from tunnel vision here, which is unfortunate for him, but great for Bernard. As it also makes it easier for him to just use sector assault, and like that's only one point Phenomen's focusing on. He can just focus on that. King Tiger up shoots its mighty 88mm gun, but sadly misses with its mighty 88mm gun. Oh! Phenomen's swinging into the line of fire of it. Oh, we got a bombing run inbound. The Luftwaffe strikes again. Oh no! Not as much damage done here though, a few casualties here and there, but nothing catastrophic there. Phenomenal. Maybe the Jackson's half of the heaviest there. King Tiger falling back. There might be one last run here in it for Bernard's bombers. Looks like you might just be making a last pass here. Sturmpani's wiped out the Grand Center victory point here. And there we go. The bomber's going in. Yup. Straight on the center point there. Lieutenant barely dodges it, but does not dodge. Or maybe didn't actually. If it looked like it was the King Tiger doing it, but that's not enough kill to maybe, you know, make up for that. And there you go. Champ strikes the North going for the victory point there. 25 points to the left. 137 for VonIvan. He's really trying hard against Bernhardt, but his moves are beginning to become very predictable versus Bernhardt, and Bernhardt is taking advantage of it. And there you go, White machine gun up north, but he's about to lose his German. Southern victory point was utterly open, but again, VonIvan has only seen the north and the center, and there you go, grab the anti-tank gun, wipe the pack howitzer, and that's likely to be a wipe here in the cavalry rifleman as well. They're causing VonIvan further casualties. And destroying the pack howitzer, denying it to VonIvan. To America. Ace Kednov creeping about there. What will VonIvan do next? He's bleeding out rapidly. And Bernhardt is rather well positioned. Looks like he might, he's trying to strong the camera. There you go. VonIvan once more unleashing a vengeful assault here to make up for the casualties suffered. 50 car with that being added to help control the field. Might have benefited from that a lot sooner, truth be told here. Would have again slowed down Bernhardt a bit. Academy for destroyed. Couldn't have the machine gun up then, turn that against Bernhardt. That would help, I think, VonIvan out there a bit. But one of the issues on this is going to be that big fat King Tiger he has to deal with. Grab the northern victory point showing being fixed out. She's on the point here, and we got a truck out here. Oh, it's a mortar after that for VonIvan. A curious timing for that. I mean, probably would have benefited from that much sooner, but could work maybe. Some white fuss or something else that could give Bernhardt a bit of a rougher time. At this stage, he's almost made use of the entire doctrine except for combined arms. And the tree just went flying. Just sort of casually leapt through the air. Look at me, I'm no longer a tree, I'm a missile. In the original sense of a flying object. Smoking off again, good setup there for the assault by VonIvan. 48-47, though it's starting to look pretty hairy here for VonIvan. Again, whatever lead, whatever advantage he had has now been frittered away like a man who newly inherited a fortune has frittered away on gambling. And, I don't know, silly things. King Tiger here defending, troops as well, they again make use of the sandbags and other things. Got Sturmpans on the flank, Vesting pretty very good there for Bernhardt. Sturmpans are taking every damn chip, I think, from a grenade there from VonIvan. Close to about 2 feet there. Cavalry rifle need to retreat. Heavy characters there for VonIvan. He's just not breaking through. He's got the northern point, but not the south. He needs the south as well. It's wide open, but again, VonIvan's just only seeing the center at this stage. Jaeger's going to get straight into the Sherman. That's definitely, I think, a bit of a mistake there with Bernhardt. Jackson even can, but except it's missing the King Tiger. Jaeger's almost wiped out here. Down to half cycle. They're flanking the machine gun, and they are almost clearing it out there. Down to 1 man. 50 cover crew down. A bit of a loss there. Mortar firing down, but White Fuss, I think, he should be calling in here against Bernhardt. All the way, Bernhardt moving ahead with his anti-tank. I'm going to try and knock out the Jackson. There we go. If he's too slow there, it's going to go down. And that's exactly what happened there. Smoke screen down here, I think, from the Sherman. After those taking heavy damage from the Panzer first there. 33 points left as VonIvan here against Bernhardt's 25. Troops healing reinforcing. King Tiger trying to shoot, hit the cavalry rifleman. Low health here for I love victory points for VonIvan, of course, same time for Bernard. I mean, they're more or less almost at even points now. VonIvan needs something drastic. At this point, I think he's realizing that the problem is Bernard is all starting to figure, you know, he's probably going to start heading for the southern victory point, so best move down my King Tiger to exactly block off that very obvious move. This is also the other situation can start happening at some point. Once you become too obvious, your opponent can begin predicting your moves accurately and countering them. And that's kind of, I think, the situation that happens for VonIvan. He's become too predictable. His tactics have been more or less read by Bernard like they're in a book. And probably not the world's biggest book either. Might even be a children's picture book at this stage. Lieutenant there being annihilated here by the King Tiger. Shimmering up. Halfway to the ace level. More smoke. But he's trying, I think, to disrupt here, Bernard. But I think the time is long gone for that. There you go. Panzer first right from the Entertainment and the King Tiger. That is a death sentence there for VonIvan's one remaining tank. The cannon for moving up. Through the smoke. Through the fire. And there you go. Sherman down. Crew survives, but I don't think that's going to matter much here for VonIvan. Another mortar half-tech called in. I think he's just doing things because he can, not because he knows that's going to win. At this stage, he's more or less lost this. It is game over for VonIvan. Game over, man. What's he going to do now, man? It's game over. Rushing down the half-techs here and tanking those nearby. 2 points left. 1 point left. We're going to lose. Oh, there you go. Pops in, but GG, game over. A victory here for Bernard, a loss for VonIvan. Really strong start, in part because of just the aggressive, unpredictable tactics. But as the game went on and Bernard was able to slow him down, VonIvan's tactical repertoire became a lot more monotonous and also a lot more predictable. Started losing sight of the battlefield and started focusing more on the centre, ignored the south, making it much easier there for Bernard to defend, and Bernard did defend. Also, lack of combined arms, I think, definitely did not help VonIvan either. So there you go. Nasty, vicious, brutal fight right here on Kholodny Ferma. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.